Women and children are mostly at the receiving end of insecurity in Nigeria and other African countries, as killing, kidnapping, banditry are at the increasing rate every day. African leaders need to communicate more effectively using the voices of their women, as the voices of women play a critical role in conflict resolution, peace building, and mediation, as women are seen as peacemakers. Dr. Tunji Ashaolu, Country Rep, African Union, during a press briefing at Abuja, says the role of women are same all over the world, and African Union places women at high reference, thereby protecting women from violence and give them more support. Adaora Onyechere, Head Women Affairs and Gender Cluster Committee, emphasizes on the need for women to be inclusive in peace building and conflict resolution because they are the first group of burden bearer and primary receiver of violence and crisis happening in the nation and other African countries. The representative of Christian Association of Nigeria says women are seen as peacemakers and should be in charge of some key positions.
This country this time around is known to be insecure in all aspects of it, be it politically, economically, socially, and religiously. Nigeria at this time around is polarized with insecurity caused by corruption. No facets of life in this Nigeria is secured now. Everyone is afraid to sleep in their houses, afraid to go out of their houses, afraid to go to worship God in their various places of worship. Workers are afraid to go to work. Parents are afraid to send their children to school to school. Students are afraid to go to class, not to talk of being in school. And lately, husbands and wives are afraid of each other. And all because of insecurity. Stop preaching religion in the country. 2, persuasion to withdraw proliferated arms in the country from those that are not supposed to have arms, but they have them in their hands, to drop these arms. To ensure human rights enforcement as enshrined in the Constitution as amended, 1999 Constitution as amended, and to make sure that it is embedded in the new Constitution that will come, if at all the legislators will accede to the cries and yearnings of the country. Obey the tenets and principle of equity, justice, unbiased objective of governance. Have women as president, if not as vice president of this nation. Women in charge of finance, they should be in charge of finance, and as Inspector General of Police. Women are mothers of peace.
Nigeria is part of a big map in Africa, and if anything happens here, it's also going to directly affect other parts of African countries linked to it. Today I'll be talking briefly on women as burden bearers of insecurity. The recent surge in insecurity in Nigeria has necessitated the call for dialogue, not only among ethnic groups, but civil societies, organizations, and governmental agencies. The African Union ECOSOC Nigeria has it as its prerogative and mandate to commit to peace and security of the Nigerian state. An overview of the various treaties of which Nigeria is a signatory to upholds the principle of fair hearing and dialogue. In view of this, we want to also call our attention to the consequences of choosing vices other than dialogue in conflict resolution in a democratic state, which will impact harshly on the vulnerable citizens, especially our women and children. Women have the right to peace, so should also have a right to peace building and conflict resolution as citizens, because they are the first group of burden bearers and the outcome of violence at all levels of the society affects them the most.
It may also interest you to note that this mission has been implementing the UN resolution through increased women participation across its military, police, and civilian components. These hardworking women officers have in turn been playing a major role in gender mainstreaming across Somalia. For us in the AU, a lot of mechanisms are being put in place to define the space of women. Of year 2020 was also declared as a year of silencing the gun, creating conducive conditions for Africa development. But to achieve more results, all hands must be on deck. The UN, all governments, and the civil society organizations, therefore, have a lot to do to encourage and assist women in developing their roles in post-conflict resolutions and peace-building activities. Governments and international institutions should work toward the following recommendations. Number one, to ensure that women play a key role in design and implementation of post-conflict resolution and peace-building activities. Two, to support and strengthen women's organizations in their peacekeeping efforts by providing adequate and sustained financial and technical support. Three, strengthening the protections and representations of refugees and displaced women by paying special attention to their health, rehabilitations, and training needs. Four, end impunity and ensure redress of crimes committed against women in violent conflict, enforce and bring to justice culprits involved in rape as a war crime. Five, to establish mechanisms for enforcing and monitoring international instruments for the protectors of women's rights in post-conflict resolutions.
Dorcas Olariwaju, Voicetv, Nigeria.